Hello and what is going on, lovely people of the internet? It is Hoop Money here with another video for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about the merger between SPRT and GREE. It's going to be a bit shorter of a video because, well, Ortex hasn't really updated their data on it. There isn't really too much new information about GREE. I'm just gonna pretty much explain again what happened with the merger, why it's down today, what the equivalent value of GREE would be if it was measured in supports value, and we're gonna just be going over all that. Maybe this will give you a better understanding of what exactly happened with this merger. If you guys did lose money, I know the stock is down today. Just try to take a break from this. Hopefully you didn't invest more than you were willing to lose. And if you do happen to be down in the dumps today, just take a break from the stock market. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at your computer. There's more to life than just investing. So you just have to keep all of that in mind and learn from your mistakes so that it doesn't happen again in the future. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well today. If you don't mind leaving that early like on the video, it would be highly appreciated. And let's get right into the video. Alright, so here we have the chart for GREE. It opened at 103 and it's now down to $53 per share, seeing a low of $45 a share this morning. So we're currently at about $53 per share. So we're going to pull out our handy calculator, take 53, multiply it times 0.115, and then we get the exchange ratio. So this is basically what support.com, so if this stock was still listed as support.com, this would be the share price of $6 per share. So it's pretty ugly. The stock dumped off yesterday a lot, and then as soon as it switched tickers, it also dumped off in pre-market. A lot of people are going to be saying that it's manipulation. They're going to be blaming the hedgies, but I'm here to teach you guys an important lesson that you can't just perma-bull every stock. I know there's a bunch of perma bulls that are in my comment section that continue to be bullish on a stock. I mean, if we just bring up my poll that I did yesterday, more people are bullish than bearish on meme stocks. Meanwhile, I'm warning that the bearish cycle for meme stocks may come, and it's just a fact, it may come. A lot of these stocks here in the left-hand corner are still red today. I saw ATER, it had a good pump at open, but now it has given up that pump. It's just a big sign that like we're switching into a bearish cycle, and some people refuse to believe that. I mean, it speaks for itself with support sitting at $6 per share that maybe there is a reason to maybe sell out some and reduce your risk. I usually don't watch other YouTubers or look at other Reddit posts that are covering support or these other meme stocks to come up with my opinions. Fortunately have access to all of these tools myself, so I can analyze it and come up with my own opinions and do my own due diligence, and I encourage everyone to do that themselves. Purchase that Ortex subscription. I know it's $80 per month, but it's worth it because you can do a deep dive and you can get a real good understanding of this data. And I know that from myself, looking at Ortex data and looking at Fintel data and looking at Unusual Whales data, just the fact that I am personally doing that has really increased my understanding of how these things work. And if you're just listening to someone else's opinion online, a lot of the time you do end up looking for confirmation bias. You're looking for an opinion that fits your own opinion rather than having an open mind and seeing through some of what's on the surface. And you have to look deeper and do a deeper dive, which is why I do encourage to dish out that money. If you're putting $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 into a stock, you can afford that $80 a month Ortex subscription so you can analyze it yourself. And I just want to go over this example of where the mob mentality can attack you even if you are correct. So this was from 11 days ago where I first flipped to being bearish on support.com. As you guys can see, this is the video right here. If you hold support, watch now, and it's basically where I flipped my opinion from being like, oh, this actually might dump off more, shorts have more leverage now. There was a whole Reddit thread basically saying that, oh, this guy is like full of it, he doesn't know what he's talking about, blah 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 blah. But if we're looking at like the price of support right now, there was a reason for me doing this, and I have to stick by it. Even if I do get all of this hate, I don't care. I know there are other YouTubers that are going to say, oh, it's the hedge funds, oh, it's the institutions, blah, blah, blah. They're going to point fingers, but I'm here to say that as a trader, if you're investing your own money, you need to take responsibility for that money. You can't just point fingers and say, hey, it's their fault, it's your fault. You're playing in their stock market, their game that they have manipulated and done their own thing. I'm not saying that it's good, but I'm saying that there is still room for you to make money as long as you play the game right. But basically what happened in this video is I was saying that unless the price jumps back into that $30 to $40 range, there won't be any squeeze. And even yesterday, we had the creator of Fintel do an analysis. Fintel is a website that has amazing short interest data, and this guy does an analysis, and he basically says the same thing, that there needs to be a reversal in trend in order for there to be a short squeeze. I'll run the clip right now.
And what you're seeing here is a 6-month chart, and you can see that it had a big pop a couple of weeks ago. I think everybody knows about this. But since then, the share price has dropped quite a bit, and it tends to be, it looks like it's tending down. Now, this needs to turn around in order to have a short squeeze. And the reason is because probably a lot of these short sellers came in this area here, expecting the price to go down. And so as long as the price continues to go down, they're going to be okay, and they're not going to have a lot of pressure to cover their shares. But if the price turns around and goes back up, then they're going to see some pressure on them. You might see some margin calls, and they might have to do some buying to cover those shares.
So I'm not just saying all this to prove that I was right and that all these other people that had bullish theses were wrong. I'm just saying that you need to do your own due diligence and formulate your own opinions, and don't just rely off of the sentiment of others in order to come up with your own thesis, because that's just not always going to give you the best results when investing. I also get tons of comments of people saying if you listen to stock YouTubers, you're going to lose money. And honestly, I'm a stock YouTuber, obviously, but I agree with that. You shouldn't just listen to stock YouTubers. You shouldn't just listen to people on StockTwits or Reddit. They aren't formulating intelligent opinions. They're doing the mob mentality. They're looking for confirmation bias. If you're in a support.com Reddit group, everything in that group is going to be bullish. The bears probably don't even want to be in that group. So in order to get a full and complete opinion, you really have to understand everything about the analysis yourself and not just look for that confirmation bias. So I do agree that hedge funds, market makers are doing everything they can to drive down the price. But instead of just pointing my fingers at these hedge funds, I'm using this information to know that, oh, maybe a stock with super low float can be driven down in price just as fast as it was driven up in price. So instead of playing the blame game and pointing my fingers at other people to explain why I have losses in my portfolio, I decided to use that information and sell out of this stock early, because I did see the stock going down more because shorts now have more leverage. And even though it could have been illegal, it probably was illegal, knowing the fact that they're gonna do illegal things to drive down the price maybe is an indication that you should try to sell out early rather than later. Again, that was my thesis, that was my conviction, and that's why I decided to sell out over a week and a half ago. But yeah, I've been on a bit of a rant, and my main message to you is if someone is being a permabull, maybe be a little suspicious, and to just do your own resource. All of the tools that I use on this are accessible to anyone. So I'm just being a retail trader, doing my own research. So I definitely encourage that you do the same thing and try to understand some of the same data that I analyze on your own. Anyways, one last thing with this chart before we wrap things up. We saw that the equivalent price of support right now is about $6.10 per share if it was still going under the ticker SPRT. So if you really are bullish long-term fundamentally on GREE, it's going to be time to start considering taking a long position. Obviously, we're not going to want to do this one day after the IPO or the merger. I'm going to say wait a few weeks once this chart is out here and the price has stabilized and some of the volatility has gone down. That's going to be one you want to consider a long position if you do believe in this stock fundamentally. I have not done a long-term fundamental analysis comparing this to other Bitcoin mining companies, but I do see it has potential. I think it has some of the cheapest energy. It has clean energy, which is always a plus for Bitcoin mining, and I'm pretty sure it competes with some of these competitors such as Riot, such as Mara, in terms of hash rate as well. So there's definitely some upside in this company if you believe in it long term, but I just personally have not compared the numbers to the other Bitcoin mining companies yet. Usually when you're looking at short squeezes, fundamentals are completely thrown out the window, so possibly we'll be getting that in the future, in a few weeks, once it's time to start considering a long-term position in this stock. And then, hey, the short squeeze potential could come back. Anyways, guys, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys are feeling well and taking care of your mental health, especially if you guys have lost money. I could be wrong, but I do see there being a bearish cycle continuing in the meme stocks. We might get some green days mixed in there, but overall I'm seeing rallies that are met with equal or greater sell-off, so that's always a sign that the cycle is changing, and it doesn't mean the cycle can't come back. I think this meme stock trade is going to be a huge thing with this coming generation of investors, so I don't think the party is over yet, but the party can stop, the party can pause, the party can go down and simmer down. People need to sleep sometimes, right? So it does work in cycles. Always do your own research, and that's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit that bell, punch that bell, knock out that bell, subscribe, like the video. I don't even know what I'm saying. I have to thank my sponsor, as always, public.com. They're absolutely amazing. They're a great stock brokerage, and you get up to $70 in free stock as long as you deposit at least $1 on their platform. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Peace.